Dear colleagues, ladies and gentlemen, the Pompidou Group has played and plays a unique role in the drug prevention efforts in Europe, and it has led a way for others. It brings together three key groups: policymakers, scientists and professionals. A fourth dimension was introduced by inviting young people to join in. In 2002, the Pompidou Group and the Council of Europe Directorate of Youth and Sport held a conference in Helsinki. It was attended by drug prevention experts and young people. The conference participants considered different ways to encourage young people to join in the drug prevention work. As a result, the European Drug Prevention Forum was created. In connection with the forum, a European Drug Prevention Prize is awarded for exceptional successful projects to prevent drugs. Young people take part in assessing the project together with experts. The final decision is taken by young people. The first prevention prize was awarded during the 2004 European Drug Prevention Forum, which was held in Yekaterinburg in Russia. The second prize was awarded in Vilnius, Lithuania in 2006, and the third in Warsaw, Poland in 2008 during a mid-term conference on the activities of the Pompidou Group. This year the prize is awarded for the first time during the ministerial conference. The main objective of this prize is to recognise the importance of active youth participation in creating a better and healthier environment for all communities in Europe. The European Drug Prevention Prize is unique as it is a prize awarded by young people to young people. It rewards young people's direct involvement in drug prevention from its setting up to the running of the project. The jury consisted of 6 young persons aged 18 to 23 years who have examined the project applications autonomously and decided upon the winning projects. The jury has been supported by an advisory group of 3 experts. This year, 80 projects in 26 different countries submitted an application for the Prevention Prize. The jury has quite a task in choosing the most innovative projects among all the excellent applications. The jury has decided to award the prize for 3 projects. Let me now give the floor to the representative of the jury. Please, Ms. Kirik, the floor is yours.
Dear Ministers, ladies and gentlemen, Madam and Monsieur, let me introduce myself and the members of the European Drug Prevention Prize jury. I am Ece Kırık from Turkey, Madina Odineva, Russian Federation, Christopher Vantinan, Finland, Rachel Welsh, Ireland, Bernard McAuliffe, Malta, and Živis Simkuta, Lithuania. We, the jury of young people, meet 3 times during the process of the Prevention Prize. First meeting is to agree the application form and the matrix of criteria for youth participation, and judging the applications. Second meeting, we look at all the applications and after 2 full days of discussion, try to come to 3 winners. We also discuss and agree the award ceremony. Third meeting, this one, is the award ceremony of the European Drug Prevention Prize. These young people who are involved and participating in drug prevention speak the same language as the people who are the target audience of these interventions. There is no generation gap between these two groups, which help to develop confidence and reach out to those who otherwise would be reluctant to come in contact with adult experts. Young people can convey prevention messages in the appropriate language and format, which is best understood by their peers. Young people are flexible and very responsive to new devices in technology and culture. Innovation in methods and means of prevention is one of the added values of youth participation in this field. Therefore, I believe it is important to involve young specialists or even students from related fields in research and development of prevention interventions. One of the main experiences for me was the realization that drug problem affects people regardless of their nationality, culture and beliefs. We can learn from each other what might seem as a new problem in one country is most certainly was dealt in another country before. Therefore, there is a great need for international cooperation, networks of experts, policymakers and young people who could work together and support each other in dealing with problems related to drugs. Our winning projects have brought additional materials which are displayed outside, and you are welcome to see them. Now, I would like to invite João GOULÁO to introduce the first project of European Drug Prevention Prize.
Dear Ministers, ladies and gentlemen, Madame and Monsieur, a winner of Pompidou Group 2010 Drug Prevention Prize is Rissiko, Resilience Coaching from Ghent, Belgium. Rissiko is a unique project working with young people with emotional and behavioral difficulties. It uses a simple yet effective method based on a card game, where the young people working in a group confront and challenge aggression, impulsivity, and low self-esteem, which are presented by characters in the game. Rissiko targets a group of young people who are most at risk of drug prevention and often neglected by the wider society. This project provides very contemporary, fun, and stimulating experiences for the young people who fall through the gaps of drug prevention work. The project has a positive long-term effect on its users, providing them with skills and a resilience to face further life challenges. On behalf of the Rissiko, to accept the award, I'd like to introduce Etienne Janssen from Belgium and Mr. Jean-Marc DELIZEE, Belgian State Secretary from Social Affairs, to present the award for the Drug Prevention Prize 2010.
I would like to thank the Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen of the Pompidou Group and the jury of the Drug Prevention Prize for the opportunity of being here today. About 2 years ago, I got a letter from the provincial government stating that they approved my application for a grant to set up a project for youngsters with emotional and behavioral disorders. Soon after that, I became a dad, and today I'm standing in front of the ministerial conference. All these events have in common that they are challenging, unexpected, and I was never really prepared for them. But in the end, things seem to work out. I hope so that will be the case for today as well. I would love to attribute this fact to my personal qualities, but unfortunately, more and more research is showing that what is much more determining is how well I'm connected to a heterogeneous network of people around me, how much autonomy is available for parts of that network, and how short the feedback loops are, which are telling me if I'm doing a good job or not. Research on resilience, both in the fields of ecology, economy, and lately also the social sciences, is showing us that our ability to deal with unexpected, stressful events largely depends on these factors. There are many ways of looking at drug abuse, but I think that everyone who gets confronted with it can agree that you are never really prepared and it's very stressful. Still, very often, people and their environments seem to get away with it fairly well. And when they do, I wouldn't be surprised that it is because their networks are of the kind I just described. When we started working with our target group, we found that connecting and building up a basic working relationship with them seemed to be very different than what we were used to. Most of these youngsters are so fundamentally hurt or neglected that they have a very hard time building up the type of relationships we take for granted. Professor van der Lanen did an extensive participatory research on opinions of our target group, these youngsters, concerning drug prevention and treatment. Using focus groups and nominal group techniques, she found that a strong focus on control and abstinence threatens what is most fundamental and very vulnerable at all levels in their network: trust. From this point of view, we came to the conclusion that it could be an effective form of drug prevention if we would be able to facilitate resilient networks. Usually this happens spontaneously, but in some contexts it appears to be more likely. When people are challenged or when they are involved in cooperative gameplay. So this has become our challenge, to develop intrinsically motivating games and challenges for youngsters with emotional and behavioral disorders and their environment, together with their environment. We found that this is only possible when we extend our own networks to the academic world, to the entertainment industry, to the specialized institutes, but most of all to the vulnerable groups of youngsters themselves, for they are the ones who are clearly showing us where the limitations are of our current preventive approaches. I thank you very much, and I hope this prize will contribute not only to our own project, but will stimulate other innovative approaches aimed at vulnerable groups not being reached by the current forms of conventional drug prevention. Thank you very much.
Now I would like to invite Medina Odenayeva to introduce the second winning project of the European Prevention Prize 2010.
Dear Ministers, ladies and gentlemen, Mesdames et Messieurs, I'd like to present a winner of Pompidou Group 2010 Drug Prevention Prize, that is Energy Control from Barcelona. Energy Control is a sophisticated, multi-layered, youth-focused and led drug prevention project. It provides young people at recreational parties, gigs, raves with information, advice, counseling and drug analysis. Energy Control relies on young people in peer-to-peer environment to interact face-to-face with young drug users or those with friends, family who use drugs. There is a high level of professional knowledge, competences, training and scientific analysis that is focused on young people, with no stigma or blame mentality, where young people can be listened to by other young people and access a better understanding and awareness of drug consumption. Energy Control has built on its past record of good experience and so provides one of the best modern accessible approaches to drug prevention. On behalf of Energy Control project, I'd like to invite Victor and Anna to accept the award, and to award the prize, I would like to invite Mrs. Anna-Grete STRÖM-ERICHSEN, Norwegian Minister of Health and Care Services.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. Especially, we would like to thank to the jury for selecting our project, also to the Pompidou Group for calling these awards, and the Council of Europe, and the ministers here present for being here in such a special moment for us. We would like to express our happiness and excitement receive this award. Energy Control is a pioneer project in Spain of prevention that was first created in Barcelona in 1997. It started in a treatment center as a response to the new patterns of drug use, especially directed to young people, related to the night leisure culture.
It's a project of information and counseling made for and by young people from a horizontal work perspective, peer-to-peer. It's composed mainly by a very heterogeneous young group of volunteers and therefore rich in experiences and new ideas. It's also formed by a small group of young people who are hired to coordinate the distinct areas of the project. In our beginning, in 1997, no one could foresee that years later it would become a reference point to all of Spain and other European countries to which we provide training. Over the years, we gained the trust and credibility not only from our target group, young people in contact with drugs, but also from the administration and other professionals from different areas such as health, education, night leisure, and media. Our project has grown in a quick and unexpected way as we now work in different drug prevention areas in response to numerous different types of demands that we receive. Back then, no one could think that one day we would receive an honorary mention from the Queen Sofia Prizes in 2008 or be selected for the European Drug Prevention Prize of 2010. For last, I would like to thank the association ABD, Asociación Bienestar y Desarrollo, the NGO from which we are part of, for the confidence and unconditional support in all times. Without them, it would be very difficult for us to be here. This award is a great recognition to the importance of involving young people in the design and implementation of drug prevention programs. So we dedicate this award to all our young volunteers who are central to our project. Thank you.
And now I would like to invite Rachel Walsh to introduce the third winning project of the European Drug Prevention Prize.
Dear Ministers, ladies and gentlemen, Mesdames et Messieurs, the third winner of the Pompidou Group 2010 Drug Prevention Prize is Smoke and Mirrors from northwest of England. Smoke and Mirrors is a unique drug prevention project in that instead of looking at the health issue of smoking, it goes straight to the manufacturer and highlights the processes used by the tobacco companies to engage young people in smoking. We as a jury were impressed with this project because it addressed the ethical side of tobacco production and the responsibility of big companies as well as individuals who consume the end product. Smoke and Mirrors also uses youth-friendly media, including film and social networking websites, to reach young people. It runs a competition in the northwest of England to find 3 film ideas that young people can then make into a real film with professional help. One of the films has been seen by almost 1 million people. It has connections with a very popular young adult soap opera in England called Hollyoaks, which provides support and credibility to the work of Smoke and Mirrors. The northwest of England has one of the highest rates of lung cancer and heart disease in Europe. Much of this is down to smoking and addiction to nicotine. Smoke and Mirrors offers a unique way to confront this drug issue and its prevention. On behalf of the Smoke and Mirrors project, I'd like to introduce Andrea Crossfield to accept the award and Dr. João GOULÁO, Portuguese National Coordinator on Drugs, Drug Addictions and the Harmful Use of Alcohol to award the prize.
Ministers, ladies and gentlemen, I'd first like to thank the jury, hugely grateful for their selection of this project to receive the Pompidou Group Drugs Prevention Prize. I'm honoured to be receiving this prize today on behalf of Smoke Free North West and Our Life, but most importantly on behalf of all of the young people involved in developing, steering and delivering the Smoke and Mirrors project, which began in 2009, taking inspiration from the Florida Truth campaign. The project is part of a much wider programme of work in the northwest of England to make smoking history for all of our children and young people and to break an intergenerational cycle of tobacco-related health inequalities faced by our poorest communities. Almost a quarter of 14 to 17-year-olds in the northwest smoke. Smoking is often portrayed as an adult choice. It is not. It is an addiction of childhood. Whilst tobacco industry products are of course legal products rather than illegal drugs, tobacco is addictive as heroin. And it kills 1 in 2 regular users when used as the manufacturer directs. Unless we reverse the global tobacco epidemic, 1 billion people will die in the 21st century from tobacco use. Tobacco kills someone every 6 seconds as we sit here today. The aim of the project is to encourage young people to see through the illusion created by the tobacco industry in targeting young people to replace all of those adults who have died from their smoking habit. It does this in a young person-focused way, and it encourages young people to take action against the tobacco industry. Young people have a significant lead role within this project, steering strategic direction and developments, as well as undertaking their own self-directed anti-tobacco projects. The young people involved, many of whom come from more deprived social backgrounds, some of whom were, and some still are, smokers themselves, and they've been supported to develop the confidence and the skills to take this work forward, from organising demonstrations at the British American Tobacco Annual General Meeting to speaking at both the UK and EU parliaments. The young people themselves identified their key priorities for action, which were to raise with the tobacco industry, and with policymakers and with legislators and with their peers their concerns about industry marketing to young people, about the human and environmental impacts of tobacco farming in the developing world, and the impact of how tobacco is portrayed in the media. The project has also developed a teaching resource pack, which is available to schools and to youth organisations, and its website provides an excellent resource and a link into the European Commission's Help Youth Cessation campaign. The young people are keen to reach out and to work with other young people across Europe and indeed the globe. One of the elements of the resources developed of which the young people are most proud are the campaign films developed by young people, and with 2 of those films starring their young creators. The films educate other young people about the harms of tobacco and encourage them to take action and to take a stand against the tobacco industry. At a time of great funding uncertainty, this prize means that we will be able to continue this project into next year, and for this we are immensely grateful to the jury and to the Pompidou Group. I'd like to thank you once again for awarding us this prestigious prize. Thank you.
I'd now like to invite Christopher Ventinen to introduce the shortlisted projects of the Pompidou Group 2010 Drug Prevention Prize.
Dear Ministers, ladies and gentlemen, Madame et Monsieur, I'm going to announce the list of 11 shortlisted projects. We cannot overlook the fact that we received 80 projects this year. We want to give a special mention for the project that we found impressive. From Bulgaria, Pleven, Together Against Drugs. From Sweden, Staffan Stoop, Cope Drugs. From Spain, Leda, 11 years of Max on stage. From Lithuania, Vilnius, I create my future myself. From Azerbaijan, Baku, theatre performance called Tears of Poppy. From France, Paris, day and night preventive actions alerting 18 to 25-year-olds to the risk of consuming alcohol and psychotropic substance. From Italy, Schio, Scuola D+, Educhiamoci alla responsabilità. From France, Merval, 100% health, 0% smoke. From Cyprus, Nicosia, smoking prevention and cessation in high schools and technical schools in Cyprus. From Norway, Oslo, Free Still. From Sweden and European Union, Vocab Bella Net International. These projects have received recognition from the jury, and we wish them good luck in future. This concludes the work of the jury. Thank you for your attention. Now I would like to give the floor back to Mrs. Rissiko. Olkaa hyvä.
Mr. President, dear colleagues, ladies and gentlemen, dear prize winners, I wish to congratulate you on your winning projects. I also want to thank all those who have contributed to the excellent candidate projects. I trust that your commitment is to the well-being of our fellow citizens will be a lasting one. In order to make wise life choices, young people must be able to form themselves long-lasting values and opinions. Those wishing to be of assistance of this process should be able to offer working tools rather than ready-made answers. All good communication is based on free and equal dialogue. The concept of the European Drug Prevention Prize allows youth participation to the very high degree. It is not only a case of giving young people a formal role in adult-led activities. It is a real partnership where young people lead the competing projects and make the awarding decisions. Participation to this extent will empower young people to shape their living environment and their own lives. Moreover, there is an added benefit of learning from the experience and expertise of adults. Without partnership with young people, our efforts in reducing harm from drugs might not bear much fruit. In the world of the young, there are doors we cannot open, windows we cannot see through, and signs we cannot read. We need guides and interpreters. Only by working together and learning from each other, we can gradually build an alliance based on trust. And trust alone can open the doors of communication between generations. Once again, I wish to congratulate the winners and thank all the participants of these projects. I also want to thank the jury and its advisory group for their valuable contributions. Thank you all.